because I'm now officially forever out of politics. So now I can go back to just being a heathen. So we have one of these.
Yeah.
And do these like program for sound like
bingo? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Perfect.
Give him some.
What's that? Crickets.
Crickets.
If you tell
Crickets.
it, like if Rick tells a joke.
Good. Which one is the crickets one? I'm going to use that when he says something dumb.
I think it's just the orange one. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh man, dude, I hit the record button as soon as he sat down.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Because you never know what's going to come out of those first couple minutes, which you're like, man, I wish we would have recorded that.
So that was one of our big moments, and luckily we learned it early on. So it was funny. We had Pat Mack on the show, and we're sitting there BS and post or pre, and it's like, dude, we had all this great information. We were losing. Hit that record button.
Yeah, he's like, dude, hit that record button. Yeah. Yeah.
So now it's like, just press it and go.
Yeah.
So.
And okay, now we're going to start. Let's go.
Well, we start when we hit the magic music,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to go back to the, as you said, the kids' colors. And let's fire this thing up, man.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of OnTheRangePodcast.com. We got a two-time offender. Here. We're super looking forward to it. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host and friend from WarHog.com, Rick Hogg. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. Want to thank you, the viewer listener, for giving us your most precious commodity to tune in. Guys, we couldn't do without you. Let me tell you about today's guest, man. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. So we got Buck Hawley here from CNH. Buck is an absolute phenomenal friend, phenomenal entrepreneur. Went down to Georgia, opened up his house, Grounds and Rounds. We talked about that last year.
Yep.
Actually got to see that thing come around. What a fantastic facility. Buck, you impress me every day with kind of your entrepreneurial spirit, the way your mind thinks, changes stuff. So welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. As a two-time offender, I'm also probably the only guy that in our circles that's made E5 twice. So,
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. It happens.
my dad told me when I was a young kid, he was a Marine too, and he goes, "You're not a real Marine until you've been to NJP at least once." I'm like, checking the box. So good.
Yeah.
So how things been going, buddy?
When I walked up and they're like, "Oh, how's things going? Are you busy?" I'm like, "Well, when Bill Wilson," I just walked out of a meeting with Bill Wilson, and
Yep.
for those of you that don't know Bill Wilson, you've not been in the industry for very long. When a man of that caliber says we need to talk and we need to partner on something, or you need to help us fix something,
Yeah.
that is the phase in your career when you think that. All these other accolades that you get to, when you get to that point, when big names and like historic names, he's like in that,
Yeah.
he's in the Hall of Fame. When he says, "Hey, I need your help," or "We could collaborate," we've made it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's a very good problem to have that every time one of those historic figures comes and says we need help, then you know that the next phone call is from somebody of equal caliber or a bigger size. But we're good at accommodating those things, and I'm never afraid to put money where my mouth is and invest in buying more machines. We're back to the routine of from 2020 to 2023. We bought a new machine every 2 or 3 months.
Yep.
We're in that mode again now. And we're buying machines that we just bought we do a lot of work for Kimber, and we have an agreement with Kimber now that we bought nearly a $2 million machine, and it says Kimber on it. Mm-hmm. There's nobody else's parts that get made except for Kimber's on that machine.
Wow!
Because when they turn up the gain, hold on, because. And we have several customers like that. Like, we need this many every month. Please do not be late. Well, if you only program for what they need and there's an uptick in the market and they can't ship more, they need to expedite things, then you don't always fall out of favor with somebody because you're just doing a good job. I mean, nobody, you think, if I meet my requirements, I'm never going to lose this income stream. But if you can't flex or pivot, then they're going to go find somebody else.
Yeah.
We fit that mold. So,
well, with that, Buck, right? So I had the facility going down, or I had the privilege going down to your facility. Not only are you investing in machinery, but you're also investing in material so that, hey, should something happen, you've got your stock of material there to keep the machines rolling. I mean, that's ingenious right there.
So I'm not an MBA guy. There's not an MBA guy who would do what I routinely do, and that's early stages of COVID, and even now as the wars are going on, we pre-buy material in 6 and 12 month increments so that we can always pivot.
Yep.
And during COVID, we had a year's worth of material, A, because you get it at a better price, and B, it's yours. And there were companies in the industry that were calling us, begging us for an allotment of a certain size material because we owned it all.
Yeah.
And we're doing that now, and we're seeing brass, aluminum, and steel prices go through the roof. Well, we've bought into basically like a commodity. We've bought stockpiles of this, and we store it in a warehouse in North Carolina, and as we need it, it comes down. At some point we're going to pay the price because we're going to run low and we're going to have to buy it at today's high market prices, but that's, then we'll pass that along. But this is how we can keep our prices the same now when everybody else is talking about a 5 or 10 or 15 or 25% increase in prices because of raw material.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then with that, even in your manufacturing process, you've got little nuances that you tweak to make it more efficient. And I mean, us doing the factory tour, I mean, that was just super impressive. Here's Buck over there going, oh, yeah, we did this, and this, and changed this, and this, and it makes it more efficient doing this, and this. And it's like, dude, that is spot on. So I was super impressed by just watching your whole kind of evolution, how things went, how you're making it more efficient, how you're getting more product out the door. So, brother, spot on, man.
It's a labor of love, and there were a couple years ago. I took 9 months off. I hired a president, and I thought I was going to kind of ease off and retire. And I don't know what I was going to do, because I don't have enough money to be able to travel the world and kill the number of things that I want to. That's still on my bucket list.
You still got a good trophy, man.
Yeah, but I got a long ways to go. And then that 9 month hiatus really invigorated me, and I came back with a passion that I've never had before. I thought I had it before. Now I really have it. I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that my passion isn't for, I never woke up. I told this story to some students last week when they come in. I never woke up and said, hey, I want to be a machinist. I have this idea that I just want to make chips all day and make this little part. And I damn sure never thought that I would be in the pistol industry. I always knew I would be in the munitions, in the long range precision, optics or rifles or bullets, and here I am making aluminum and steel parts. But what I've found is the most interesting and most heartwarming part of this whole story is not that I get to keep all these customers happy. It's that I get to make a really good living. I get to put food on the table for 80 employees.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that is great. But what's even better is I'm so integrated in middle school, high school, and 2 universities. And I spend more time at middle schools, high schools, and colleges every week than I do in my own office, working on career paths, CTAE, STEM programs, work-based learning, mentoring and coaching at the Citadel, and mentoring and coaching in the School of Engineering at Georgia Southern. Mm-hmm. And teaching instructors what we as employers are looking for, teaching students what they should focus on, what paths. If you're going to be in this path, make sure you take this class or you get some OJT or you do some internship. How many well-to-do? My youngest daughter fits into this category. She could go to any college that she probably wants in a couple years. And then her mom and dad are wealthy enough that she wouldn't have to come home and work. She could just go on vacation to Mexico with some of her bougie friends and and fluddle along in college, and she'll graduate after 4 years, and she wouldn't have any internships, no connections. She's relying on mom and dad and stepmom. What's so important is that these kids, you grab a hold of them early enough and talk to them in a way that they understand that you should go to college. You got a good GPA, you're really smart, and I can see a future in after getting an MBA or after you get a 4-year degree, and you're a little rough around the edges and spending 4 years in college that you're going to have to pay for. You're going to come out of college in 4 years, and you're going to start at the same level, at the same paycheck. You're just going to come out in debt. So how about we talk to my friend over there that's heating, HVAC, electrical, get you on there, and in 4 years you won't have any debt, and you'll have 4 years of advancement, and now you'll be a crew manager, and you'll be making $60,000 or $70,000 a year, and you'll be driving your dream F-250 with all that jazz.
Yeah.
If we don't start talking to these kids in a way, because I don't think parents today do it.
No, well, here's the problem. They're also not entrepreneurs, right? They're going to work for the man. And when you do that, how can you really instill things into your kids if you don't understand? If you just understand the system, hey, go to work, get a paycheck, look for this. Here's where you impress me. I don't remember you had one of your employees down there. He's one of the machinists there. But you also have a program within your company that guys can move up. All right, cool. You work the machinery. Hey, you go up, kind of start working the CAD stuff, doing that. Where now you're putting skills in there. And you said something to me that was so impactful. I want him to be able to have skills if he wants to get out and start his own business. Right? Who does that, Buck? I don't know of another company that instills into their employees, hey man, I'm going to teach you these skills. I want you to stay here. Nope. Hey, dude, if you want to get out and go on your own, hey, man, I'm setting you up for success.
We actually encourage them to do that. I have a verbal contract with everybody that comes to work for me. You're going to come to work for me. I need you to do a really solid job for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however long you stay here. I know in the back of my head that they're not an indentured servant. Mm-hmm. They're not going to stay here forever. A couple things are going to happen. We're going to outgrow them and their skill set, and they're going to fall behind, and they're no longer going to make the major league roster that we have. I'm sorry. We've outgrown you. Your skills haven't kept up. If you want to stay in the company, you're going to have to take a different role, but you're not progressing as fast as I want you to, and that's my goal. Everybody should grow as fast as the company goes, which is hard. 2, they're going to grow faster. How many companies do we know that a new engineer comes in making $60,000 a year, and 3 years later he's on that bubble, he's like 85 or 90, he's 3 or 4 years into his career, his next jump. It's hard for me to keep the population of employees civil if I bump him from 90 to 120, which he probably deserves, and I should probably pay him. But if I promote him along with these other guys that have been here 2 and 3 years, there's going to be some turmoil. It's actually better that, A, he gets some other experience and gets that pay raise somewhere else. Go somewhere else for a year, 2 or 3, and then you can come back, and then we'll pay you even more money.
Yeah.
So I never assume that somebody's going to be at my company for more than 3 to 4 years. I want them to go and get some more experience, and I'm always prepping them so that if and when they do go somewhere, my dream is that Bill Wilson might call me one time from Wilson Combat and like, hey, we just hired Bryce. He's a mechanical engineer. I'm sorry we stole him from you. It's okay. I knew he was going to leave at some point. But I want somebody like Bill Wilson to tell me, like, dude, that guy is a rock star.
Yep.
I'm so sorry that you left him. He's doing great things. I'm like, that's the biggest compliment anybody can pay me is somebody leaves my company and goes to work for you, and they do a rock star job.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yep.
Now, what we also do different is because I'm in middle school, high school, and 2 different colleges, I am a Major League Baseball team. We have a major league roster. If you work for me in the flagship, you make the roster, or you don't. We're going to trade you. We're going to get rid of you. And we're always bringing up new, fresh faces, new troops, training them. We start them in production. They learn how to run a machine. Then they go to quality. Then they go to potentially engineering. Sometimes we pay for them to go to community college. Sometimes we pay them to go to training. Sometimes we pay them to go to four-year college.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think a whole lot of other companies do that. They don't care about their employees as much as I do. And that's okay. But this is why we're the only company that I know of, and I don't see too many around here, that if you go talk to any of these other big companies or medium-sized companies, they're like, "Oh my God, we just can't find people. We're just if we could just hire 2 or 3 more people."
Yeah.
We have to beat people off with a stick.
Yeah.
5, 10, 20 resumes a week. Anywhere from people that want $12 an hour up to people that want $300,000 a year. We got them all through there.
Do you think that's because they're not willing to develop them? Not everybody's going to know everything when you go to hire somebody. The perfect employee at an entry-level gig, it just doesn't necessarily exist all the time.
No, a great conversation. Boy, I'm going to get on this soapbox. So in my culture, I love, you go everywhere in this industry, and the one thing that you'll hear is what's first. Everybody's what is first? There's one moniker, and it's safety's first. Nope. Safety's third. And I'm stealing that from Mike Rowe, who Field Ethos adopted it, and I'm just part of that crowd. Safety's third. If you go through a factory and everybody's got reflective gears and we got people walking, wing walkers walking a forklift, and
yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we can shut a place down. You know what's
100%.
more, I think what's more toxic than safety, the Gestapo? The HR Gestapo. So safety's third. We got to do everything safely. We're not lifting people up on forks to go up and change a light bulb. You got to be strapped in, and you got to have a cage. HR people are some of the people that I wish we could influence more. And I'll give you this story. HR people are typically, there are some people in life that are in a position because they haven't found traction, satisfaction, or success doing a whole lot of other things. And I'm sorry, viewers, but one of those is real estate agents. Okay? You see that the common trend is that somebody, stay-at-home mom, somebody that's failed at a couple other things, they navigate because you take a little course and now you're selling real estate. The other one is HR. And it's typically women. I don't know why, but it's kind of been trained that it should be women, kind of like school teachers. That was always kind of a career path. I'm probably pissing a lot of people off. That's okay. And then they get in there and they have power. And then when they have power, they're going to leverage their power. And here's how they leverage power. They have to look good, so whoever they hire has to be the best. Because if you're my HR manager and you hire a turd, then it's not the turd's fault, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So they're always looking for the perfect resume, the perfect GPA. They need a 3.85 or a 3.9. They had to have good schools. They had to have recommendations from generals and congressmen and other pristine leaders. We only hire pristine people. You're leaving out 97% of the population. Do you want the guy who went to George Washington University, mechanical engineer, a stud, Pi Gizma Sigma, has good-looking teeth, and he's the perfect, country club guy who never interned? Or do you want the dude who spent 4 years in the Army, paid his way to go to college?
I'll take him.
He shows up on time, and he's freaking motivated. He will push a wall down.
Yep. That's the guy you want.
All day long.
Yeah.
So this is why my significant other runs HR, but I have a very heavy hand in it. So I pick people, and I'm the determining factor on whether we hire somebody or not. I want to know. We just got done interviewing a gentleman who is an absolute stud. And I've given this young man 3 opportunities. I'm like, listen, this is how I negotiate. Hey, I think you'd be a great fit here. I've taken you out to dinner. I've showed you around. You seem like a good fit. You seem like you want to come to work here. Let's work this out. There's no offer letter. There's no, like, what do you need to make in money? Here's what I always tell them. You give me a number that you're willing to live with, that you know that I'm going to say yes to. Don't throw out $250,000 if you're a $150,000 dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you want that, but I'm never going to say yes. You got it. This is this dance. Now, I'll give you a pass if you're like, I got to go home and talk to my wife, and I got to think about it. Okay, good. Well, the next time we talk, we better have a number.
Yep.
If I get to the third request and I don't have a number, you're a rock star. But you have been groomed in a corporate environment where we have to take time and we have to be patient and we got to be thoughtful and we got to ask our wife and then we have to pray with our dog.
But Buck, let me hit on this one, and I think this is where we as a society fail ourselves. You should already know going in there what you're worth. You should already have that number in there. I should have already talked to my wife. If I'm going to sit there and interview with Buck, right, all this should have been pre-done. I come in there and say, Buck, 150, that's my number. And you're either going to go, yep.
Deal.
Nope. There we go.
Deal.
I like it.
You start in 2 weeks.
I'm there.
I don't know how to fix that. I train my people to make very quick decisions. Now, everybody on my staff, if they left and they came back, it'd be a very short conversation. But getting anybody in this industry complex to think that way. But this is why rollouts of new products take forever. This is why the solution to a fix or a recall takes forever. Like if we ever recall, like send an email to everybody. We'll stay here and we'll work through the weekend. And we're going to send you a replacement screw or a replacement whatever. Now, no questions asked. It's not, let's consult our attorney.
I'll do.
No.
Well, do the right thing and do it now.
So it's funny you say the attorney thing. So I have done some work with companies, and I got it. There's times we need paper in place. Okay, I'm fine with that. Hey, give me 2-3 pages. Easy read, all good. But you can tell as soon as the attorneys get in, I got 12, 14, 20-plus page documents. It's all legalese garbage. I'm like, why are you letting attorneys drive your business?
I'll give you a real world story. Won't name their name. There is a company that we were going to partner with on a co-design. We were going to co-design a product, and they're from a region, and they're very similar to us. We're from a different region. We have different consumer bases. They're the same, but different. This is going to be a rock star. My significant other met with them for 2 days. We had dinner. We traveled a little bit. We fundamentally came up with an agreement. And in email from me to the other owner, this is what we agreed to. Deal. We shook hands, and we drove away. 3 months later, I still don't have a formal contract because they seemingly are a little bit bigger or they seem more important. I was like, you and your attorney, you draw it up and let's go. 3 months later, we don't have a deal. I've been bugging him every week to the point where like, listen, when you and I sat down and we said we're going to develop this thing, I've already started. I have this and I need to show it to a government partner and they want to see it at this particular meeting. We're on the cusp. We're within days because we've been waiting for 3 months, and now the time is about to lapse. And I'm going to go to this meeting with or without this product, and I'm going to look like a douche because I promised you 5 months ago that we would have this thing ready to go to show you. And then he knows my reputation that I get things done quick. And if I go to this meeting and I don't have something, it's going to be bad. So I gave them another day. They came back with an agreement. The attorney sent it out, and it was 13 or 14 pages, and nowhere in it did it even resemble what him and I initially wrote 3 months ago. And I called him and say, hey, man, call me back when you fire your attorney because he is a piece of smelly dog feces. And when you get rid of him, we can work on this man-to-man, and we'll kick this back off. But until then, I'm going to go forward with my idea. I got to go to this meeting, and I got to get ready. And now you've put me in a box that it's going to be hard to get out of.
Yep.
And we survived, and he was pissed, very.
His attorney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a great point, especially in this industry here where we've had, and we're talking just grassroots employment at, like me and Rick. We're sitting here trying to get someone to make a meeting just to be on the show. Oh, yeah, I got to run this by our attorney. I got my the attorney nixed it and sent Rick a letter. That kid comes here, am I going to be on your show? No, dude, your guy wouldn't let you there. My point is, as a leader, and you have folks, and sometimes they're going to cock it up, you got to empower them and know what you're looking for and be honest with them to go out there and make those decisions on their own so you don't have those meetings not happening like that. Like, for some reason, this attorney obviously didn't go to his boss or the person he's working for, the owner of the company, and it just causes all those problems. Do you see a lot of that in other companies in this industry from just not enabling their folks to go out there and do their thing?
I see a lot of people that are not enabled. I don't know if it comes from attorneys, if it comes from... I mean, we work with companies of all different sizes, and they all have their different personalities, but they all work. Another company, I can tell you a story. Whenever we design a new optic for an OEM, we do it on our dime. It's on my dime. We put $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 worth of hours into designing something, and we're at the point now where, my prediction the last time I was on the podcast was that OEMs are going to start selling pistols with optics. This is the year. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 10 that are going to say, so-and-so buy C&H. No plate, just going to be mounted on there. And it makes sense to them because I was selling an $800 pistol. Now I'm selling an $1,100 pistol. There is a price difference, but now the consumer doesn't have to go look for a plate, doesn't have to go look for an optic, doesn't have to make 2 or 3 phone calls to customer service. What plate? What optic should I put in there? Yeah. What does it do? And what are it just comes. Like, you don't go buy a new Raptor Ford pickup truck that doesn't have 4-wheel drive and rims and tires and a roll bar, right?
Got no tires, right? Hey, what tires am I putting on there?
Exactly.
This is, again, I just got a brand new truck, and I wanted a truck that would pull a lot of weight, and it's got to have good tires, and it's got to have suspension, and I just went to the Ford dealer, and they knew what I want. Here it is. Now, I could have started with the base model, right? Hey, I need electric running boards. I need an improved suspension.
Yeah.
Well, now you just spent $70,000, and then you'll pay another $60,000 to upgrade it. Where I just spent $110,000, and I got it exactly that I want. So I essentially saved $30,000.
Yeah.
Same thing with the guns. Now, so this is all happening. Makes sense to me and us three that if you're a gun company, do you want to add $300 extra revenue to every pistol?
Sure.
And that also equals $150 of margin per pistol?
Yeah.
I just helped you make your new numbers for your old boss.
Yeah. Right.
Okay? And there's typically $150 to $200 of margin in every pistol that's sold. I can double that if you just use one of our optics that has your name on it and put it on there.
Right.
That makes, oh my God, how much sense does that make? There is one particular company we've been working with for a year, and it's going swimmingly, except it's slow because they slow down and they're like, oh, this is so awesome. We love this at the ownership level. Now we're going to kick it down to marketing, and they have to decide how does it fit into their 12-month plan. We have to do a end user survey. We have to blend that together with our marketing strategy, then our budgets, and this is going to be it's going to move the needle in 2028. I'm like, dude,
I'm talking about next month.
Brother, you're hitting so many nails on the head, right? Number one, if they have a marketing strategy, I'm surprised because a lot of times you don't see it, right? It's the shotgun blast of whatever for the majority. Hey, or you ask them, hey, what's your marketing strategy? What's your sales strategy? Oh, is the sales team talking to the marketing team? No. I mean, you got all this headbutting, and I'm like, I don't get it. Do you not sit down once a week, have some type of meeting? Hey, guys, where are we at? Where's this thing moving? How are we doing? I'm shocked that from a business standpoint, I think it's just legacy names for a lot of these guys that they're continuing to do anything. And then they sit there and go, what's a stagnant industry? Well, why are these guys growing and you're not?
Yeah.
Right? Why do I see smaller companies, we'll call them mom and pops for lack of better, where you've got entrepreneurs out there grinding, getting after it, being busy, making things happen, shaking and grooving and trying to work with people. And these, big ones are just like, Like, I'm not seeing it. One of the things I bring up to companies across the board, big, small, dude, why do you have, YouTube videos embedded on your website when you don't own YouTube? They can start yanking your stuff, right? Like, we're redoing the Firearms Training Notebook. We used to have YouTube QR codes in there. I don't control that. What if YouTube shuts us all down? Dude, my book's dead in the water, right? Take control. And it's mind-boggling that trying to get these guys to work or move forward.
You're hitting on a lot of things I can't talk about everything that I'm working on, but I'm working on some just absolutely amazing shit.
You are, right? And so I witnessed that. I won't say any more than that, but absolutely incredible. But it just shows your entrepreneurial spirit to drive things forward, to move the needle.
I'll tell you a little bit about a couple of them. So we're continuing to refine our turkey hunting optic line, and this fall there will be a new turkey hunting line. Now, I will also say that the turkey hunting optic. So there's right now in this period of time and space that we are in the world today. Shotguns are predominantly used for two things. They're used by hunters to shoot two-legged, not-so-scary things. And there are a lot of shotguns that are being used to shoot at things that could possibly have a fiber optic cable and a munition on it. Mm-hmm. So these two worlds are colliding, and it's amazing. And I secretly tell everybody, yeah, we're just making a turkey optic. But if I sell 500 or 1,000 to the turkey industry, that's great. But we're teaming up with shotgun guys because there's some certain parameters to be able to shoot things that are moving very quickly. So we're working on something that's really cool there. Yeah. Working on a couple other optics programs. We're onshoring an optic specifically so that we can compete against some of the bigger names and bigger brands for the DHS contract, and I always, we do produce some screws and some other things offshore for certain clients. Anytime we do that, we do it out of necessity because we don't have the manpower or the equipment, and we'll offshore it. And we're always looking for a way to onshore it back here. So get the name, get the quality, get the process established, and then pull it back here and put Americans to work. We do it all the time. There are some reviews that people think that we make everything in China or off at other places, and reality is we probably make 20% of some stuff over there. Most all of it, those that say that we're a Chinese company are full of shit, and they obviously don't watch social to see us walking around the factory with all of the new machines that keep pouring in and all the people that we're hiring, but that's one thing. The other thing that I'm really passionate about, you guys know how passionate I am about long-range precision shooting and hunting, and I used to be a competitive shooter. Those days are behind me. What I see the lack in, again, we just need some real Ernest Hemingway DNA kind of people in the industry. I love several publications and these lifestyle brands. I follow some of them. I get some of their print magazines, and I love them. But too often I find that they're beholden to their advertisers. Yes, I understand that this optic is the one that you're partnered with, and you have it on every firearm.
Right.
There are other ones out there. And I want to pick up a magazine and I want to flip through it, and I understand there's going to be an ad for a certain optic in there, and there's probably going to be an article written about it. But if I was truly genuine and authentic, I would tell the story. Me as a rifle snob, I took my significant others and a couple of our daughters to Africa. We go hunting. We didn't take a rifle because of some other things. We use a $600 Savage 110. I'm such a snob, and I'm like, oh my God, we got to use that thing to hunt trophy animals. And it has a pair of Amazon cheap Chinese rings on it with a $250 optic from Vortex. It's their entry lowest line. It's probably airsoft quality-ish. It works. And I'm like, oh my God, I just wasted so much money. This is going to suck. A week later, 14 trophy animals
Yeah.
dead, all dead by one shot. A couple of them took two. And why does not somebody like me, who's got a pristine reputation and a manufacturer who loves, everybody knows I love Swarovski and I shoot for Swarovski and I talk about Swarovski all the time. I should talk about Swarovski and like, oh, and then there was this one time where I used a Savage 110 with a Vortex Strike Eagle, and we murdered everything. So, hey, blue collar worker, dude, you don't need the $15,000 rig that Buck typically runs. You can do it with a $1,000 rig, provided you iron it out and work it, and you get some reps on it before you go. So, there's a new lifestyle brand coming, led by me and some other just truly authentic, a little bit controversial people. There's a lack in the industry. We need guys that teach leadership. I need to convey my success to other people. This is how we groom people. They're not going to stay. Let them go.
Yeah.
Have a farm team. Treat them well. Give them bonuses. Give up some of your salary to pay them so that they can buy a bike for their kid. Cook for them, all the different things. We need that leadership. We need a group of men to get together to do some hard shit. There's too many fat, old white guys in this industry who have all the equipment and have never strapped on a pack or a ruck and put some miles in.
Yeah.
They buy a new, I'm going to go elk hunting with my $15,000 rig that I got with industry deals, and the dude is going to put it on a four-wheeler, and we're going to drive up, and we're going to hike for 200 yards, and we're going to glass, and they've already been glassing all morning.
Right.
We know where they are. Come on, follow me. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want dudes to get together and like, okay, here's a terrain map. Here's a topography map. This is how we get down to here. You have to put your pack and all your shit on. And before you come to this hunting trip that I organize, you better have, like, my favorite boots, Crispy. I'm not going on an elk hunt with a brand new pair of Crispies because they're going to beat that.
Tear your feet up, man.
dude.
Yeah. So, hey, you're going to come on a hunt with me? Your boots need to be 2 years old. You need to have hiked or humped or rucked 30 or 40 or 50 miles with your new pack with 50 pounds in it.
Yeah.
Most guys are like, oh, my God, that's so heavy. My ruck is 85 pounds. And the guys that say, oh, that's too heavy, I look at them, I'm like, how about you cut off 40 or 50 pounds around your waist and suddenly your pack's not so heavy.
Yeah.
Or go to this place called the gym.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to come at it, and one of my partners at our ranch is he's in technology even further than I am. But we have a new system coming that you're going to enjoy that is AI driven, where we're going to get real answers from real people. How many times do we read surveys, the hottest selling this or the top selling this, and it's all AI mumble jumble noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have a new algorithm that's going to be published soon, and CNH is going to be the test bed for it. It's going to, if I gave you, I'm going to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, how do you like the CNH comp optic? Well, A, you're either my friend or I gave you one, you're 5 stars. Well, that's kind of hard, or you're going to give me a dumb answer like 7. I said 1 to 5. Now, if we flip that around and we just start asking you questions, if I really wanted to know how well you like my comp optic that I make, I would say, how do you like the window size compared to the Trijicon SRO or the Vortex Defender? Oh, well, I actually like it. I like that it's wider, but I wish it was taller, kind of like the so-and-so. Okay. How do you like the finish? How do you like the battery life? Where do you like This AI model will actually ask you questions that prompts a real answer, not a 1 to 5. So we're going to get real data from real customers. You know, I've got several million people on our consumer list. Give me 2,000 people that bought the comp optic, give them a survey, tell them, and then ask them where they would rank a comp against the competitors. Let's get real answers. And then me as the authority, I publish it. CNH Optic comes in 3rd. Well, yeah, okay. The SRO's been out longer.
But look at the value you're getting, Buck, right? You're getting that end user feedback versus the 5-star. So when you get a 5-star, what does that give you? Nothing.
Yeah, no.
Okay, hey, the window needs to be taller. Didn't think about that. Hey, can we work that in? Is that feasible? Maybe we can, maybe we can't, right? That is business. That is taking your product. Okay, hey, we're currently third. How do we ramp it up to second? How do we get to first? I mean, that's spot on, man.
Well, and sometimes, and you don't, and here's another thing about the competition. I am a competitor technically against Holosun, Leopold, Trijicon, Aimpoint, Vortex, and everybody else. Now, most people would think, oh, he's a competitor. He doesn't talk to any of those guys. They're some of my best friends. Mm-hmm. Some of my best relationships are other guys that make optics.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have to compete. Here's why. I'm going to use some very broad numbers. There's 10 million pistols made in the U.S. every year. Glock makes 3 million of them.
Yeah.
Okay, they're the giant. And then everybody else makes up the other 7 million. It's estimated last year that between Holosun, Aimpoint, Trijicon, Vortex, C&H, and maybe EOTech or something, we collectively made about 1.5, maybe 2 million optics. Okay. So that means that there's 8 million.
Yeah.
Let's reduce the number. Let's just say it's 5. There's 5 million dudes and gals that did not buy an optic. So, do I need to be a dick on Instagram and bash you as an op? Oh, Vortex sucks and Aimpoint sucks and they suck and their marketing. No. A, it's not true. And B, I don't need to disparage them to get bigger.
Yeah.
I need to focus on my marketing effort to go after the other 5 million. And I'd be willing to bet if you got all 5 or 6 of those optics companies in the room and said, listen, you're the giant. We're going to give you 20%. You're going to get 18. You're going to get 15. You're going to get 10. You're going to get 5. And you're going to get 2. They're like, deal.
Yeah.
Deal. I'm good with that.
Oh, man.
So we need more collaboration. We need more friendly competitiveness. We need to target specific groups that are not adopting things that we sell. And we need to stop beating everybody. Everybody thinks it's cool to beat everybody up, and I'd rather
Well, it's easy. See, and I think that's a byproduct of social, right? So it's easy for me to get on there, let my thumbs do the talking. Hey, Buck, your stuff sucks. Oh, okay, what sucks about it? Well, it just sucks. Like, they'll never give you the why. Versus, hey, let's sit across from the table. Hey, man, I don't like your stuff. Okay, why? Let's have the conversation. But they'll never have that conversation. It's gotten too easy to be the tough guy sitting in your mother's basement being Johnny Cool.
I got a great story. I got another great story. I got all kinds of stories, but I saw this is why I try and stay off. I'm a big fan of. I learned this lesson from Joe Rogan many years ago. Post and ghost. Just post and go. Don't read the comments.
Yep.
Post and ghost. Don't read the comments. It's dangerous. Somebody sent it to me. One of my friends at Kimber sent this to me. Somebody was bashing a plate that we made. Let's rewind. This is 6 years ago. An agency, won't name which one, it's a U.S. federal agency, called me and says, we need a plate that puts a Delta Point Pro on a Glock 17, and we need a prototype in 2 days. We're going to go to leadership. Okay. Well, we have one. Well, we don't want that one. We want something made out of steel. We think we need steel, and we need to decrease the height. Okay. So I don't have tools, nor do I have the material. I got some scrap pieces. Just make one. Make it look okay. Okay. So we made one. We sent it, FedEx it to them, got them 2 days. We're approved hot. Now we need 50. We need them in this was a Friday. We need them by next Friday. I'm like, I still can't get material. I think I got enough scrap material, or I got some stuff laying around here. I still don't have the proper tools. It's going to get up to, I got to get tool holders and tools and a few other things. And then I got to figure out how to sandblast them and finish them. And he's like, they can be raw. I don't care what they look like. Just make them. We need them for this new thing, this new class. We're going to teach the teacher thing. Okay. Got them done on Thursday. and they all had machine marks. If you know what a machine, it's like it's a swirly
Like a
mark with
swirly
a
dude,
tool,
yeah.
right? And it's because either your tools aren't right or your speeds and feeds aren't right. Material, there's different issues. If you're a great machinist and you have unlimited budget and you have all kinds of tools in the world, you'll figure it out. As a young machine shop, we didn't have the right tools and we didn't have time to order them. I called them. I'm like, listen, they look like dog shit. They said, it's a plate. We're going to put an optic on top
Not
of
even going
it.
to see it. Yeah.
Okay? Just spray paint it.
Yeah.
We did. We spray painted them. We sent them to them. 5 years or 6 years later, there's a post on Facebook of a guy who's the guy who's always on Facebook or Instagram bashing everybody. He's a great proponent of his favorite companies, and everybody else is dog shit. Mm-hmm. So he posts a picture of this plate, and he says, another C&H failure. Plate failure. Another C&H plate failure. And I looked at the picture, and I'm like, the plate wasn't on the gun. It was off the gun, and there was a screw broken off inside of a tapped hole. I said, that's not a plate failure. That's a screw failure.
Yeah.
And there was a machine marks. And as soon as I seen the machine marks and I saw the
knew what
Delta Point Pro
line it was,
footprint, I
yeah.
knew exactly what it was. I
Yep.
was like, dude, so should I respond? Did I respond? No.
Yeah.
The answer is no and no. I couldn't wax eloquently long enough to describe it. I think what I did say was we stand behind our products then, we stand behind our products now. It's an old product, and if it was ever to be replaced, we'll replace it at no cost.
Yeah.
That's it.
Done.
Yeah.
There was like 300 comments of like all 300 of his friends that beating the shit out of us. They don't have any idea what the backstory is.
No.
And yeah, was it a poor machining job? Yes, but I was given no time, and I satisfied a customer, and now I have a customer for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guy who's using the plate now, he has no idea how he got the plate. It just came on his gun.
Yeah.
So when he took it off, I guarantee he thought it was a crappy machining job, and it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But it worked for 5 years until he broke a screw. So anyway, we just need better people in industry, and I think this is what drives a lot of good people out of the industry. Is it's so toxic, and this industry wants to eat its own.
Yeah.
Big time.
And if we would just work together, that would be huge. And again, I'll throw kudos to you. You opened up the house. Come on down, right? Able to test out grounds and rounds. Got some delicious coffee over there. Got to do some low light testing for some stuff I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful range facility. Pro shop looks great.
Speaking on that, the grounds and rounds, the thing about that is that was all coming out last year this time, and now it's completed. Why don't you, do a little pivot here? What was that like when it opened, and how's it going?
The gun shop, I didn't open this because I wanted to be a restaurateur. I didn't open this because I wanted to own a gun shop or a range. I mean, I got better things to do.
Yeah.
It cost me $4 million to put a range in and build the cafe. And that's real estate that I wish I had back today. But that's a lot. That's
neither here
another
nor
story, right? Okay. So I got it. The range would not be as successful as it is without the cafe.
Oh, good.
The cafe would not be as successful as it is without the range. And people are amazed. This is why you have to be in the man in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I trust him way more than anybody else. I am in the arena every day. When we designed that coffee shop, the coffee shop is designed not for you and me. It's designed for, picture this.
Let's close our eyes.
Picture close your eyes. A brunette, 35, 40 years old, business professional. She is married to a tall, handsome business professional. They have 3 kids. They have 2 dogs. They live in a nice 3-story, 2-story house overlooking a salt marsh, and she drives a white SUV.
Okay. I can picture that.
Now, I just described to you. What you don't know is I probably described to you 50 to 75% of middle America or middle upper class working family business professional, has 3 kids, 2 dogs, and drives a white SUV.
Yeah.
And they have a certain taste profile. I didn't say Dothan, Alabama, rural farming trailers, and I didn't say New York City. I said rural America, business professionals. I designed the cafe for her. So the colors, the chairs, the tables, the spacing, the logos, the menu, the food, the coffee, everything is designed for Kendra. Now, Kendra's friends are all 25 to 45 years old. They all have 3 kids. They all have 2 dogs. They all drive white SUVs. Our parking lot every day is full of white SUVs. And when they come in, they're like, honey, this place is cool. And they have this gun store next door. Well, the next time they come in, Kendra brings in John. And John has a cup of coffee and a sandwich with his wife. And then he says, Kendra, I'll be right back. And he goes over there and he's like, this is so awesome. We could bring the kids here. I should sign up for a membership. Next, he's buying 9mm. Next, he's buying a gun. Next, he's bringing his kid in for free firearm safety training, because we give free firearm safety training to anybody 18 years or younger. Wow. Or if they look remotely like a kid, we're going to train you to look like a... We give them cookies. And the first couple classes are an hour. What 12-year-old kid is willing to sit there for 4 or 6 or 8 hours learning about the 4 safety rules, and from some stooge that has accredited by some national agency that really is only there to take money from their pocket, put it in yours. So the gun range, now here's what I'll tell you. The gun range is running swimmingly. It's making money every week. We're selling guns. We're recycling brass. I'm making money recycling other people's brass. That's good. The cafe... I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And if I did, I'd probably just do coffee, because manufacturing is a skill set that not everybody can do, but it's not easy. But if I buy material today, it's good tomorrow, and it's good in a week, and it's good in a month, and it's good in a year. Employees are really, really stable. You get a good one, they'll stay for a year or 2 or 3 or 4. It grinds along. And I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's relatively easy. A cafe is made up of people who will willingly leave that job and drive 5 extra miles for an extra 25 or 50 cents an hour. They also, the service industry is an odd bunch where there's just high turnover. I don't know how to describe it. It's high turnover. And there's a lack of super accountability unless you're willing to pay a lot. And then once if your labor rate is more than 30% of your daily revenue, you're going to have some problems, because your food cost is 30 or 40%. And suddenly you're not making any money. So the cafe's been open for almost a year, and I would say that they have made their numbers, which is cash flow positive to a certain level. They've only made their numbers like 4 or 5 weeks out of that entire year.
Wow.
There's been many weeks where they've lost money. But I'm willing to do that because it's all one P&L, because I want the gun store customer to be happy and want to keep coming back and spending money. When you combine those 2 P&Ls, they're profitable. Yeah. They're good. But when you separate them, the cafe was really, really tough.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do it without a partner or 2 so I could share in the misery. But we have fun. And now, much like I'm a rifle snob, I'm not a pistol snob. I'm a rifle snob and an optic and an ammo snob. Now I am such a bougie coffee snob. I can taste. We drove out here from Savannah. We stopped in Louisiana at some little chainy drive-through thing. It wasn't Starbucks. And I ordered my normal coffee, a flat white with one serving of honey.
Just couldn't do it.
And I was like, this is horrible. I threw it out.
What is this?
Yeah, it was.
I never, don't take this as an insult. I never pictured you as a coffee snob.
I wasn't. Dude, I grew up on Folgers and Maxwell House in a
freeze-dried crystals.
I just recently wrote a song. It's the theme song for so we're going back to this new lifestyle brand. It's called NCO.
Oh.
You know what NCO stands for. We all know what NCO stands for. But it's not for that NCO. It's not for non-commissioned officer, but that is actually our demographic. It's 4, it stands for never clocked out. You are an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. We're a business guy. So we might do a radio show. We might do some writing. We might do some manufacturing until 5 o'clock. And when we seemingly check out, but we're not chalked out.
No.
We're thinking about work on the way home.
Yep.
We get
100%.
home and we're opening an email, or we're planning the next hunting trip or the next training episode, or we're thinking about what the next book is. We are never clocked out. I don't even have any friends who, I was telling my wife this the other day, and I was like, I wonder what it would be like to leave CNH and clock out and not be responsible for electricity or keeping machines going. Like, I don't remember the last time I had a job where I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going home, and then I'm going to go feed the dog, and I'm going to go fishing. And you just completely forget about everything work-related. I haven't done that for 30 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like.
You know, though, we need folks to do that. I mean, all of us probably since, we started back when we were 18 years old, haven't had a job since that wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It's that responsibility. But another thing that Rick was talking about earlier, the efficiency and working out those things, we're doing those exact same things. And I want to have a sidebar question about that as well. We're doing those same kind of things all the time about how we can make it better constantly. So even if we didn't have an issue, we're trying to make whatever we have that's running fine. How can we make that better? And I'm wondering if you're going to do that with your business, or do you do that with your business all the time? Because the question is that material and how to make things more efficient? Are you constantly trying to save material by doing different things and making that, not only as efficient as quickly as you can get it out, but how's that going to survive the supply chain?
There are college courses that you can take during your MBA, and they're these constant improvement, Six Sigma. There are, I've dabbled in some of those. Here's how I run the business. Every day I come to work, again, this goes back to the Major League Baseball roster. You won the World Series last year. Now, my company's never won the World Series. We're like wild card playoff teams, maybe, right? Maybe we haven't ever even made the playoffs, but we're trying. But as a general manager of a baseball team, if you watch movies or you read about them, 365 days a year, they're always trying to improve their roster. So you are never safe, whether it's a person or a machine or a process. They're all on the roster. And every day we come to work, I don't care if it's on autopilot. How do we make it faster? How do we use? Sometimes you have to buy more expensive material so that you can machine it in a certain way so that you get better yield. Would you rather have better yield and more scrap?
Right.
Or reverse that, if you don't do a constant improvement cycle, you'll scrap more on the front end. So that's why we're always improving. We're always improving training. We're always improving machine cycles. I just took 2 of my newer grads. They've graduated college within the last year, and I said, you're going to take this part. Side 1, we make 100 pieces at a time. And it's the speed feed for a Glock 17. Brass part. Side 1, we do it in 3 operations, and we make a batch of 100 at a time. Side 1, or Op 1, is 45 minutes. Basically, we put 10 pieces of material in there, and we machine them so that they're perfectly flat, so that we have a nice, good starting position, because raw material isn't the same width, it's not the same thickness, and it's kind of curvy. So we straighten it everything out. Then we flip it over. Side 2 is 12 hours. Side 3, or Op 3, is 24 hours. There's a lot of 3D machining and some very tight tolerances. And I said, guys, there's got to be a better way. How do we run these faster, more efficiently? Tool pathing. We used AI. We have some access to some AI tools. We cut Op 1 stayed at 45 minutes. Op 2 went from 12 hours to 8 hours. Op 3 went from 24 hours to 14 hours.
Wow. Huge.
So we cut what normally took 2 full days to make. Let's just say it's 48 hours. We now make it in 30 or 32 hours.
That's amazing.
So that means now we're not making 100 a day or 100 every 2 days. We're making, or 50 a day. Now we're making 100, and we're
Right.
almost 100 a day. So we do that with people. We do that with machines. If a machine does not make the roster, like it's a little old or it's a little slow or it doesn't have the capability, package it up, clean it up. You saw the machines. They all look kind of sort of like they're brand new. Some are 10 years old. They all kind of look brand new, so that when I go to sell them, they don't look beat to death. I move it down the road and I pull in new technology, new spindles, new speeds, new tool holders, whatever, and we just keep ripping, because if you're not constantly focused on that, you're going to fall behind. And again, it goes back to, Carlos at Kimber is one of my great friends and a good client. If you just make the bare minimums, well, they just turn up the gain a little bit. Now you're not making the bare minimums, and then he's going to go find somebody else. So we're always trying to stay 20 or 30% above or beyond the power curve, so that we can pivot. We're always overstaffed by 20%. We always have 20% more machine capability than we need. We always have, we always have 20 or 30 or 40% more raw material than we need, because somebody's always going to, if you're there, you're Johnny on the spot, somebody's going to turn up the gain. They're going to test you. And when you deliver the parts, like, okay, what's next? They're like, well, guess what do they do next?
Ramp it up.
They keep turning the gain up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how we operate, and that's why part of the reason that we continue to be success, and it's part of the reason that people love working for us. There's no dirtbags, there's no losers that work for us, and if they show any or exhibit any of those features, out the door they go. We have a major league roster.
Yeah. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Buck, absolutely phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
I got one closing question for you.
Oh, yeah. So
being a veteran, if you had one piece of advice for that transitioning service member, what would that be?
This could be another hour. I wish I could go back and mentor guys that are going. We called it TAPS, Transition Assistant Program or something. I don't know what they call it now. They overinflate what you're worth and what your skills are. How many times have you seen? Back in my early career, I joined and I was smart enough, and they put me in avionics, and I went through a whole bunch of schools, and I was going to get out, and I was going to go to the fleet and work on the A6 intruder. So I didn't start to be an intel guy. I was just a flight line worker, dude, working on A6 intruders. Literally, like the week I got to the fleet, they're like, "Hey, come out to the flight line and let's take a picture with the last A6 leaving the fleet." I'm like, I just got here. What am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to find something else to do, because that A6 right there, that picture is on my wall in my office. That A6
Really?
is the last A6 intruder to leave the fleet. That's how I got into Intel. They're like, you can go do whatever you want now, as long as it's air crew on C-130s or standard intelligence or some other. But what they told me when I signed on the dotted line early in my career was, oh, you're going to be an avionics technician. When you get out, you can go to work for any of the airlines. They tell this to the medical professionals, like dental and medical. All the corpsmen that I knew over the years that went all through all this training, they could patch up anybody. When they leave, they can't even drive an ambulance.
Yeah.
They're not transferable skills. When you leave the power line of a flight line, you can't go work for Delta. You got to go take your AMP license. So they overinflate what you're worth. And I see a lot of resumes that I would hire them, but they leave the Army, because we're right by Fort Stewart. They leave the Army or they leave Parris Island. They come to us like, I'm an E5 and I've worked on jets and I can do this and that, and I need $90,000. I'm like, dude, with the skill set that you've been given over the last 4 or 5 years, you're worth like $40,000, and you're going to have to start from ground zero. Unless you go back to college or go to a community college and get this certification. So the one thing I would tell them is, your recruiter lied. I don't care if you were set on being a SEAL and you became a SEAL. At some point, they lied to you. Your skills do not translate to the civilian world as much as they told you. And if you are in the service and not taking advantage of going to college or going to community college during your downtimes, how many deployments did you do? I mean, we all did a bunch of deployments. When we weren't deployed, we were training hard, but we had lots of free time.
Oh,
I did.
Yeah.
I finished my bachelor's degree in my free time when we weren't deployed. So I know there's plenty of time, and they paid for everything.
Yep.
If you're not taking advantage of that and walking out of the service after 4 or 5 or 8 or 10 years and you don't have a 4-year degree or you don't have a certificate that you can wire or make, do something that is transferable, if you're a corpsman, you need to be going to community college and getting your nurse certificate. It sounds like all corpsmen are dudes, almost.
Yeah.
And almost all nurses are female.
Yeah.
If my son was a corpsman, I would say, in your downtime, you're going to go to Craven Community College in New Bern, North Carolina, and you're going to get a nursing certificate. So when you walk out, you can actually ride in the back of an ambulance or drive it or do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have to start all over.
Yeah.
And how much does it hurt a person's ego when they've been told you're worth $60 or $70 or $80,000 as an E5 or an E6 getting out, and the only job you can find is making $35,000 pushing a pallet jack around a warehouse?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And we owe it to our service members to prepare them for the business community better, or we need to change the laws that allow a corpsman who just spent 3 tours patching up you and me, broken leg, bullet shot, all that other stuff. Why can't they be an EMT?
Yeah.
They should.
I agree.
It should transition over quickly. So until those things, and I'm not the guy to change that. I'm just telling them, go to school, get plugged in, get some kind of a certification so that when you do leave, you've got experience and a certification.
Yeah.
Nice.
Take advantage of those resources that are there.
Yeah.
Because they're there.
Yeah.
They're there, so.
Well, they're just too trained because we're young and we're males and there's a lot of testosterone that it's let's shoot everybody in the face, and when we're not shooting people in the face, we're training to do that, let's just drink beer and party.
Yeah.
Well, you're not. Yeah, there was a certain component of that, and there were a lot of great stories. But
Yeah.
prepare yourself for the future, because otherwise you're going to spend 5 of the greatest years of your life, and you're going to build some friendships, and then you're going to have to start your career all over again.
Yep.
I mean, you were a dog handler, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd be willing to bet. How many years active?
29.
Okay, 29. I'd be willing to bet that you were one of the most, I'm going to say, if you took all the dog handlers in the U.S., law enforcement and military, I'm going to put you in the top tier, right? You got all this experience. You know how to do the dogs. You know how to do the searches. I don't know shit about dogs, except I got a dog. He eats and he shits, right? So I'd be willing to bet that after 29 years, I get out, I'm an E8, E9, or a captain. If you went to your local police department like, hey, I'm 40 years old. I'm a master canine handler. I can do everything you want. I'll come to work for you guys if I can skip over all the entry-level stuff. I'll go to the academy. I'll get sworn in, but then I want to be on the SWAT team. That's where I can really pull the most weight. They are not going to let you be on the SWAT team. No. You're going to have to be a rookie patrol officer, and you're going to have to spend 3 or 4 years in the trenches learning how to use their radio, their stupid alphabet. I was a sheriff's deputy. I couldn't talk on the radio because I didn't use the correct
phonetic alphabet.
alphabet. It's not whiskey. It's, I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
So why can't we take you out of the service after 29 years as an expert and plunk them right into a SWAT team?
You can if you have the leadership.
Bingo. Bingo. Where's that?
Oh, yeah. I missed that, bro. Yeah,
Okay.
That's a big problem with almost all this. I think, lack of leadership, it just breeds confusion and inefficiency.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like you got everything going straight, man.
There's not a lack of leadership in my company.
No.
And I pride myself on being there every day, being in the arena, being in the trenches. I wear boots, I wear jeans, I walk around the shop, I make sure the shop floor is clean, I make sure everybody's happy. Open door policy, anybody can pull me aside. I listened to a great podcast on the way out here. Sean Ryan and man, I don't even know the guy, but he was a former Delta Force commander. Mm-hmm. It was the first half of the thing was 5 hours long, and the second is 4 hours long.
Oh my gosh!
But I was riveted to this because he spoke leadership in a way that I wish I was in a unit, in an intel unit, because we worked in a skiff. Everybody took their blouse off. You know, I don't know if we called them blouses.
Yeah, we called them blouses. Yeah.
So we took our blouse off. We walked into the skiff. There was a captain. There was a gunny. There was two staff sergeants. There was a couple E5s, and there was a couple corporals. And it was, hey, Bob, Joe, Chris. Captain Chris Fothery turned out to be one of my best friends when I was an E4. Mm-hmm. And it was Chris and Buck. Yep. Now, when you walked out of the skiff and you had your blouse on, it was, yes, sir, Captain Fothery, let's go. And we're and that sounded a lot like what this guy was describing about Delta Force. He was a major. He was new. He didn't know.
Bottom-up leadership.
Yeah, and anybody could say timeout. Anybody could question the tactics or the plan. No hard feelings. Let's talk about this. Where in regular service, it's, I'm the lieutenant. You do exactly. Yes, you might have been in for 28 years, and you might be an E9, but I'm a lieutenant, and you have to say yes, sir. And you're like, okay, all right, drive through that creek and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you.
Yeah.
So that's why I pride myself on that leadership component. Everybody knows who the boss is. Everybody knows where the buck really stops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why our culture is so good. And there's an entity that wants to absorb part of us, and one of the rules is we're willing to absorb you if you stay right where you're at and keep running it like you're running it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, we're out.
Yeah.
I'm like, perfect. I get a paycheck. I finally get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
It's great having you on again, buddy.
Thank you.
Buck, always good. Always appreciate the mentorship. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Super excited to hear what you got coming up.
Well, wait for Never Clocked Out, because we're gonna do hunts. We're gonna do awesome gear reviews.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like blue collar worker dude stuff.
I love it. That's what we need.
You guys are gonna fit right in. I would love to have some guest appearances on the podcast. Maybe some guest articles.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's solid. Like if you're a corporate weenie, not invited.
Yeah.
If you're blue collar, if you got boots on and jeans and you can shoot and drink beer and talk shit, like, let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's make some good stories.
I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Brother.
All right.
Thanks,
always good.
Great having you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. And for all you other viewers out there who didn't get an opportunity to come and sit down and talk with Buck, make sure you go to onrangepodcast.com and check out the OTR crew page, because the show continues on the crew members page, Rick.
And for the rest of you guys, don't forget, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.